Welcome back. We had another question. It says, one thing I would love to be able to do is have meta progression. So if you beat the game on normal difficulty, it then unlocks the ability to play on hard mode, like an ascension system from Slay the Spire, or unlocks a new campaign from the opposing faction's point of view, like the StarCraft campaign. I know that New Game Plus exists as an option, but I'm not sure if ideas like this are possible. So I'm not sure if it is either, but we're going to give it a shot. And first of all, the game does have difficulty modes. For example, if you go to configuration and then difficulties, there is this screen. However, I was not able to get this to work. I made a hard mode and I can get the hard mode to show up, but I really don't like the way this game handles difficulty. So what I plan on doing is creating my own custom way to do difficulty. So I'm just going to leave it on this mode the same way I liked it before. I'm going to not allow counterattacks. And if you want permadeath, keep this off. I don't like permadeath, so I'm going to keep that on. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I'm going to create a new map for the beginning, and this is going to be difficulty / campaign check. We'll just call it difficulty / campaign. I don't know if I spelled that right, but whatever. Nope, not allowed to have a slash. Difficulty campaign. So let's open the map. I'm going to make that my starting map. I'm going to change it to difficulty campaign. Okay. So what I want to do, it's going to open this map, and I want it to ask, I'm going to create a new event. I want to rename it difficulty check. It'll just be turn 1. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our old buddy show choices. Easy. Normal. And hard. You can add as many as you want here. But obviously we have A, B, and C. For C, I already made a switch for it, so you can make it too. But I made a global switch called game beaten. This is only going to show up if you beat the game already. So depending on what you choose, you'll be able to choose that. And we'll turn on, let's create some switches. Global switches, we're going to call it easy, medium, and hard. Okay, let's go back to auto events. And we're going to change switch. Easy is on if self switch A is on. We can do that for the other two. Medium if B is on. And hard if C is on. Okay. What's the next step? New. Also, let us create a show message or a narration message. I'm not sure which one. Let's do a narration. Please choose your difficulty. Actually, I want a show message. I'll just have a person say it. We'll just make it our mage's portrait. Please choose your difficulty. I would have like a narrator's portrait here instead of my mage. And then after that, we can choose chapter complete. And then go to starting map. That should be simple enough. And oh, I probably had to go to base first. Okay, so we went to all these different menus first, but please choose your difficulty. I'll choose, so we don't have hard here. That'll appear if that other switch ever turns on. And we could save it. And now we go to the next map. Okay. Okay. So, first of all, I want to get rid of all these units. I want to get rid of display battle prep. And, oops. I want to go to initial information, under configuration, get ready to go to base. Now let's see what this does. New game. Please choose your difficulty. We will choose normal. Oh, I thought we lost. Not sure why that happened. I chose medium, went on B, and then should have completed the chapter. Maybe we need a character on it, I don't know. What if we just add a unit there at 0, 0. Let's see, does that fix it? New game. Please choose your difficulty, normal. So that did fix it. So what that did, we'll get rid of that unit. We'll just, let's create a new character. Actually, let's create a new class. And this class is not going to have... Can we go to none? None for all that. I don't know how to get rid of him. Can we go to none here? Yes. And we'll just create a new unit. called invisible. And change their class. Where was it? No animation right there. And we'll change this to the invisible guy. Okay. Let's try it out. Please choose your difficulty. Normal. Nothing appeared. You could save it. And now it brings us to the next map. So, depending on how you want to have your difficulty, you can have certain... You can either go to a different map where you changed all the stats, or you can go to the same map and have something start out modified. So let's go to this map and opening events. This is where we spawn all of our units. Now let's say we want to make them all their hit points 10% stronger. We'll rename this hard mode. This might not be the easiest way to get this all done, but it gives you the most control. So hard mode, it requires the switch, the global switch, hard to be on. Actually, we'll just make this medium. On medium, we'll rename this medium, because I put the restriction on hard only if we had beaten it. So medium mode. If medium mode is on, and we are going to do, is this opening events? Yeah, opening events. So that's all we really need. Now we will do an extensive command. And we will filter it for our enemies. It's going to be the entire map. What about increase parameters? Let's give everybody 10 more health. Actually, that's increased, so we will do 10. And we'll ignore UI. Okay, that should work. So what are the hit points of our enemies? Oh, they were reinforcements. So 1 hit point, 1 hit point. They're all 1 hit point. So if this works, they should all have 11 hit points. We're gonna go with normal. We'll be at the battle prep. Units. No. Well, it's still showing this guy. I'll show you how to get rid of that. There should be a formation thing here, but I sort of got rid of that with the plugin, I think. Or no, where's formation? We'll just fight, and let's see, they got 11 hit points, which is what we wanted. So that's one way to do difficulty. Now let's say we beat the game. I have victory right here. And we'll just say this level is beating the game. So instead of going to title, so if you win, I want to change the scene. I don't want to go to the title. I'm just going to go back to where's chapter complete? We're going to go back to the difficulty checker. And in here, if you're worried about your characters having all their levels and such, we can change that. I'll just use an extensive command. So this will affect player. This will get a little bit more complicated. So first, I wonder if I can bring in people who died back alive. Swordsman, mage, and warrior. So in case they level, I want them to come back alive at the end of the game and set all their stats back to what they should be. So in this case, I will just do it for the swordsman. Extensive command. This will affect the player. And this will only affect the swordsman, so I will set range to 0. And I want to change stats. We'll change the stats all to 5. Whoops. And I want to set them. Assuming these are his starting stats, you can set them to any of the starting stats. And I wonder if I can get rid of... Oops, I want to make him level 1. Level 1. Set. Does it have experience in here? That might actually get rid of all of his experience, but let's see. Get experience. Zero. No, can I do negative? Nope. So I'm hoping by setting his level to 1, it'll reset his experience. We'll see if this works. Okay. Summarizing. When we beat this level, we want game beaten to be on, so we should be able to do hard mode. We're going to spawn our units, and then we want to reset them back to their original stats. So in this case, I'm not even going to change them, but it's going to set them all to 5. And hopefully his experience goes back. Oops, I needed a new game. So new game will bring us to our difficulty selector. Normal. We'll fight. Oh, I still have these guys as 11 hit points. I want to make them 1. So we'll get rid of the medium thing. That was on opening events. I did it again. Normal. We won't save it. We want to beat the game. Okay, so he has all those stats and has 40 experience. He beat the level. So now, he should have reset all of his stats. We get to choose our difficulty, and now hard is available. So we'll check hard. And we will fight. His stats should now be 5, which they all are, but he still has his experience. So, is there a makeshift way we can fix that one? So, instead of set level to 1, we will set level to 2. And then set level to 1. So I'm hoping when he levels up, he starts at 0. Oops. Did it again. New game. I want new game. Gotta get rid of that save port. We'll fight. Think the skeletons come at me? Yes, they do. Okay, so we beat the game. It's going to send us back to the difficulty. We're going to choose hard. Now he should have 5 stats. I'm hoping he has 0 experience. Nope, he has 30. How are we going to fix that? That's the only thing we really got to fix, because then the rest works. So auto event, that sets it to level 2. We just want it set to level 1. So what do we have here? Get experience. Change stats. No, that doesn't have it. Maybe an extensive command. Is there anything with experience? There's get experience, which I don't want. Well, maybe I want it. There is a way of doing it, it's just a little bit more complicated. Possibly. Didn't really want to have to do it a complicated way. But it looks like we're going to have to do it a complicated way. Okay. So we're going to create a variable. So I'm going to call it experience. So new event, change variable, experience. I'm going to try and set it to unit swordsman. Is there experience in here? Right here. So if you're at 30 experience, I'm going to create another variable. Experience 100. I don't think I spelled it right, but it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to store the swordsman's experience. We're going to call it 30. And then we're going to set experience 100 to 100. And then we're going to take experience 100 and subtract variable experience. So 100, assuming you have 30 experience, we are now going to subtract 30 from 100, and we're going to have 70. Then we are going to get experience for our swordsman. And create it as the variable experience 100. Therefore, he should level up. We're going to ignore UI. And then we're going to set his level to 1. So he should be at 0 experience and level 1. And this entire thing, from experience down to here, would have to be done for each of the units that you're going to have in your game. It's not a fun way to do it, but it should work. Let's see if it does work. So we're going to do normal. We're going to play the level. He's going to have 30 experience. She will finish off the rest. Okay, so he has 30 experience. The thing should have set all of his stats to 5. It should have leveled him up before that, and then set his experience to 0. So now we should be on the difficulty screen. We will be able to select hard now since we beat the game. And I'm not going to save. Next, we're going to fight. He should have 5 stats and 0 experience. So we got all that to work. Not the fun way, but it works. And there's just one more thing I gotta do, because this character, since I made him, shows up on the character screen, because that was the only way to get this map to work. It needs one player character on it. So, or it needs one playable character on it. So I wonder if we can make him, there's a couple ways we can do it, but we had him appear position 00, And I want to make him actually a guest unit instead of... I'm going to cut him out. And I'm going to make him a guest. New guest. You're going to be invisible. That's probably all I need right there. I need to make him an event guest. Sorry, this video is going to be long. It's a little bit complicated, but we're going to get it to work. Okay, auto event, spawn, event guest, this invisible dude. Because guests will not continue to be in your party. So let's test it all out. Continue. Starting map. Nope, no, I want a new game. New game. Okay, no one showed up. Choose your difficulty, normal, no one showed up. Now check your party. You don't have the invisible guy. And everything else worked. So now the question is, how do you want to do your difficulty? We just beat the game. We can select hard mode. Do you want to do something where you modify the character's hit points by 10? You could just change it to a different map, so hard mode goes to a different set of maps that are all the same, and you just modify the units. It's up to you, because we showed you how to set all your units back to their starting stuff. You can also make it so if it's on hard mode, you start your characters by giving them skills on the first map that you got in the previous games. It's up to you. Okay, the last thing is we want to create a secondary campaign, which you can do pretty easily the same way. So let's say we were to open this new game. It says please choose your difficulty. We'll select normal. And now I'm going to make the same exact thing. Please choose your campaign. Let me just make this human, or just like you said, StarCraft Terran. Whoops. Zerg. Protoss. Okay, and you can once again do your conditions just how we did for the other one. And we can make these D, E, and F. Okay. And then instead of doing these switches, we just change which map you go to. So D, oops, D, E, F, and change the map. So this would be the first one for Zerg or Terran. First one for Zerg. First one for Protoss. See how that goes. New game. We're going to choose our difficulty. We're just going to play on normal. Please choose your campaign. Let's start with Zerg. This should send us to the water map. And boom. So the most complicated thing is actually changing how you want the maps to be more difficult. Do you want to just change the stats of the units? You could just literally copy and paste the campaign into a full set of maps that are all the same and then change the units on there. You could do something where at the beginning of each map you modify the unit stats somehow. Like I added 10 health to all of them. Once you learn the program a bit more, you'll understand all the different things you can do. Mainly with the extensive command, I would imagine. And if you look into how I made abilities where you can modify, you grab this character's strength, you could then multiply it by 120 and then divide by 100, so you increase its stats by 20. You can do something like that, but it's up to you to figure out how complicated or not complicated you want to do that. Hopefully this is helpful and not too much of a pain. But it's all there and it can work, so go for it. I hope you guys appreciate it. Thank you.